So hello guys, this is Anshuman Rao and welcome back to another video. So this video is not gonna be about any sort of trade breakdowns and the regular videos like I am posting regularly. So this video is not gonna be like those videos. This video is gonna be about complete basics of trading. So because many of the comments section were filled with comments of to explain the basics of trading, and many beginners are joining into this retail trading space to make some extra money out of their extra time. So before getting into trading, before jumping into this huge industry without any knowledge, eventually you will be losing money. Obviously you will be losing money if you are not educated enough. So the in this video I'm taking this full responsibility of to educating you to the basics of the trading, which are extremely necessary before jumping into this huge industry. So in the first space, we'll jump into the blackboard, and in the first space, let me start this beginners course. And let me tell you, this course will be divided into three parts. In the first part, I will be covering the basics, how much I could cover in one video in a short form content I will be covering. And in the second part I will start over, continuing the first wherever I left in the first video in this video. And the third part also will be the continuation of the second part. So first we will be starting with the financial derivatives. So financial derivatives. So what are financial derivatives? So basically, if you are trading something, so it means you are buying and selling something. So let it be stocks or options or futures. So these are the different kinds of financial derivatives. So to a retail trader there are basically three types of financial derivatives that are known. One is the financial derivative, pardon me, one is the futures, second is the CFDs, third is options. So these are the three basic financial derivatives, and FD doesn't stand for fixed deposit here, it stands for financial derivatives. So the most easy out of these three is means the least knowledge required to trade uh, the financial derivative is the CFDs. You are basically trading the so-called contracts of an underlying asset. So what does it mean? So let me show you this over here. Gold, as you can see here, the chart is CFDs on gold. So you are basically not buying or selling, or buying the actual gold or the options contracts or the futures contracts. You are just buying or selling the just contracts. You are just buying and selling the contracts, and you are speculating in the gold market. You are speculating the price of the gold, and whatever, let's say here it stands. Let me basically, the CFD stands for contracts for difference. So the name itself suggests that you will be trading contracts, simple contracts, and whatever the difference will be between the buying price and the selling price, whatever the difference will be, it will be the difference. That difference will be your profit or loss. Simple. The difference can be in positive or in negative. If it's in positive, it's basically you are in green, or if it's in negative, you are basically in red. Simple. As simple as that. It was as simple as that. And this is, CFDs. Most of my YouTube audience trades prop firms, and whatever prop firms you choose, the basic plan, they will be, the basic plan will be, for trading CFDs. Like, basically the prop firms which are available for retail traders, for example the funded next or top step or funding pips, or the most famous one, the FTMO, they mostly provide service with, CFDs and also futures. I will in the next, let's jump into the futures. So what are futures? So these are a little complicated, a little, not very much, a little complicated, because we have something we called expiration. You know, we have expiration, because in CFDs we don't have any expiration. You can hold as long as you want, until and unless it gets hit by a stop loss or take profit. You can hold as long as you want. The CFDs have no expiration. You can hold as long as you want, but the futures have an expiration date. So basically, you have to close the orders of your open position. You have to close your orders of your open position. Let me not write this. I will be just explaining you this. Means you have to close your orders of your open positions within a specific date. Like if you are day trading, it depends upon the, whatever the date might vary person to person. The advantages, let me show you the advantages of trading futures is you get more accuracy while trading. Because, like, why more accuracy? Because when you are trading CFDs, you don't have access to, you just have access to this chart. You just have access to this, candlestick charts or basic like Heikinashi charts. You don't have access to, institutional tools like order flow, DOM, or let's just say, let's say, what you will say, the footprint charts and the volume profile, bid ask profile. These are the main institutional tools which, you know which makes the futures more accurate. So we have access to, while trading futures, we have access to tools like order flow, and I will be showing you that what it looks like. Order flow tools including footprint charts, footprint charts, DOM, which is, we call it, the full form is the depth of market, and bid ask profile, and volume profile. So one by one I will be showing you this. So this are, you can read this article, like the four major types of financial derivative contracts: options, forwards, and futures. So but we as a retail trader, we don't have the access to trade swaps or forwards or stuff like that. These are traded by the hedge funds and stuff like that, the big trading firms. But as a retail trader, as a prop trader especially, we only have access to trade, futures and CFDs. And if you want to trade, if you are trading individually, with your own money, you have access to trade options, but it's a little more riskier and a little more complicated one. So let's jump into the topic which I'm going to explain you. First is footprint charts. Footprint charts. So this is what a footprint charts looks like. We see this normal candlesticks. We just see a normal candlesticks. But in footprint charts, you can actually see what what is happening inside a candlestick. What is the reason behind forming the specific type of candles, and stuff like that. So this, you can consider it as the the skeletal view of an candlestick. You can consider it as you can put it as that way. So you can, this is a skeletal view of candlesticks, as you can see here. This is another thing. And below here, as you can see, we can see here in the CFD chart, as you can see here, it's just ticks volume. The volume shows here, the big and small. Okay, no problem. It shows the it doesn't actually show the exact amount of transactions, the skeletal view of the volume profile, but here, as you can see, it shows the skeletal view of the volume profile. So this is what volume profile is called. And to get the access of this kinds of tools, you have to subscribe, you have to pay a subscription to the respective charting software. It can be ATAS, and it can be Syria chart, it can be Ninja Trader. These are the charts which futures traders use to actually see this, to actually get the access to this kind of order flow tools, because futures are something, they are traded from a direct centralized exchange. So let me tell you, here over here, so the red marks over here are the CFD charts, the US 30, the NAS 100, the SPX 500. But here, as you can see, the MNQ1, the ES, the NQ, the MES. These are the futures chart, and these are, as you can see here, are from CME. So CME group is, you can consider it as a centralized entity which provides the data of futures trading data. So basically, these are the futures contracts. The MES stands for micro E-mini S&P 500 index futures, means the futures contracts of S&P 500 index. And this here, it stands for the E-mini futures of Nasdaq 100, means the futures contracts of Nasdaq. And the ES also stands for the E-mini of S&P 500. Oh, okay. And the micro, there are basically two kinds of futures contracts. One is the E-mini and the micro E-mini. So it's little bit of complicated, but it's basically the same thing. If you will notice the price action in four of these tickers, four of these different kinds of tickers, the price action is mostly the same. So this was all for futures. And let me show you the remaining parts. So I have been through footprint charts, I have been through volume profile. Now the second is DOM, which is, you can, depth of market. Yeah. So this is what it looks like. This is, basically, you will be able to see, if you ever opened coin DCX or any kind of in Binance or stuff like that, if you ever saw the trading window, the trading user interface of this kind of crypto exchanges, you might have seen this. But in futures contract, you can actually have access to this. So basically, it clearly overviews, it gives an overview, it gives a bird eye view of the orders that have been executed, the bid ask, especially, whether it's hitting the bid or whether it's hitting the ask price. So market depth is all about that. So this is something it looks like. This is an overview how a market depth looks like. So here we have the ask price over here, and we have the bid price over here. So basically, this is what market depth looks like. And bid ask profile is something, again, it kind of looks like that footprint charts, but it's little bit different. Bid ask profile, yeah, this is the bid ask profile over here in this The left hand side is the bid and the right hand side is the ask. So yeah, as you can see here, the left hand side is the bid, the right hand side is the ask. So you have this access to this kind of data while trading futures. So futures is again, if you want some accuracy, you can trade futures. But let's say you are starting out, let's say you are a complete beginner, you are a complete beginner and you don't want this kind of hassle and stuff like that, you can start with CFDs, because it is, first of all, simple trading. You don't have to complicate things, you don't have this order flow kind of thing, it's simple, but it cannot be accurate. So yeah, it can be simple but it cannot be accurate. Here rain is happening, so little bit thunderstorm, but we will be continuing here. So simple trading, you can start with CFDs. It can be a good option as a beginner to start with. And you know you can learn risk management protocols very very easily. Management protocols very very easily. And the third is CFDs. While trading CFDs, I don't, I just don't get, the only thing about CFDs is it's simple and nothing advantages are there, because it's little bit risky, and there are so many disadvantages actually. But if you are a beginner, you can start with CFDs, but yeah, don't rely on CFDs overall. So if you are beginner and you are trying to start futures, if you want to directly jump into futures, so I will be suggesting you to educate first. And we will be soon launching the Chart Addicts Academy, and we will be providing the relevant course materials where you can purchase our course materials, and you can purchase our video materials of those course related to futures trading, related to options trading, related to CFDs, etc., etc., and you can educate yourself with a highest quality education in the trading space. So in futures, you can educate yourself first, and first is education, and second is build an edge. Basically, edge means you have to set up your all kinds of tools, whether it's depth of market or footprint charts and etc., etc. You have to then work upon a strategy work upon a strategy then you have to backtest the strategy again, then you have to paper trade with, you just don't have to simply paper trade, you have to paper trade with actual emotions. You try to this, you have to do this, you actually have to do this while doing paper trading with actual emotions. You have to think that the amount you are paper trading is your amount which has been deducted from your pocket itself. And six is start small in life. So yeah, this is the whole book map of trading journey. Before, this is the most important video you will find in the internet, I guess, before starting trading, because most of the people directly jump into the trading, and they just don't know what they are trading. So basically, in this video we learned about financial derivatives and different types of financial derivatives, and the last one I forgot is options, which seems very attractive to beginners, but it's very 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 complicated. So if you are a beginner and if you are directly jumping into the options trading, I would suggest you don't do options trading, because before, you know, you are jumping into a very very complicated space, and you don't have any idea of price action, you don't have any idea of risk management, you don't have any idea of lot size, which is the most important thing, the position size, and you are directly jumping into the most complicated part of trading. This is the most complicated part of trading, let me tell you guys. So before, you know, jumping into options trading, you have to educate yourself with basics of trading, like extreme basics like risk management, position sizing, and the video like this, the financial derivatives. The main part of the trading is financial derivatives, because before trading something, you have to know that what you are actually trading. So this was all for this video, and I don't want to actually, you know, explain you what options is, because it seems, the thing is, I will be, you know, the video is getting long, and in the part 2 I will be explaining you in detail what options is and why it's dangerous for your trading account and for your psychology as a, you know, beginner trader. So this was all for the video. The video is getting quite long, and in this video we cover topics like footprint charts and institutional order flow tools of futures. We just got an overlook, you know, the bird eye overview of those institutional tools. We understood what CFDs are actually, and why you should start trading CFDs. So this was all for the video. Hope you liked it, hope you enjoyed it, and hope you have learned something from this video. So yeah, make sure to check it out, the other videos which I will be, you know, posting the links down in the description box, and make sure to use the code down in the description box below if you want to purchase any account using the Funded Next prop firm, and make sure to use the code down in the description box to avail some crazy discounts while purchasing an account. Basically, this is the prop firm in for which I'm talking about, Funded Next. If you want to purchase any account, you can use my code down in the description box below to avail some crazy discounts, like crazy. So this was all for the video. Anshuman Rao signing off. Peace out.